Jai Hind. In today's video lecture series, I will discuss multi-threading in Java. After multi-threading, I will discuss synchronization in Java. In today's topic, I will discuss what is multi-threading. Multi-threading in Java is a process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. That means so many processes are executing multiple threads. We can say that in our operating system, so many processes are executing concurrently. Like that, sub-processes, lightweight sub-processes are executed in one process, under one process simultaneously. That is known as multi-threading. Java technology provides multi-threading concepts. In this, a thread is a lightweight sub-process, the smallest unit of processing. Multiprocessing and multi-threading both are used to achieve multitasking. That means if you want to use multi-threading, this goal is achieve multitasking. However, we use multi-threading than multiprocessing. They don't allocate separate memory area, so saves memory and context switching between the threads. Takes less time than process. Java multi-threading is mostly used in games, animation, etc. Multitasking, what now we will discuss? I will discuss what is multitasking. Multitasking is a process of executing multiple tasks simultaneously. We use multitasking to utilize the CPU. Multitasking can be achieved in two ways. That means we can achieve multitasking using two ways. First is process based. That means multiprocessing concept. Next is thread based multitasking, which is multi-threading. So Java technology provide multi-threading concept. That means in operating system, so many processes are executing concurrently, like P1 process, P2 process, P3 process, and in one process, so many sub-processes, light sub-processes are executing concurrently. This is known as multi-threading concept in Java. So Java technology provide multi-threading technology using lightweight sub-processes. Now we will discuss what is difference between multi-threading and multitasking. We can see here the main difference between multitasking and multi-threading is that the multitasking involves running multiple independent processes or tasks, while multi-threading involves dividing a single process into multiple threads that can execute concurrently. Multitasking is used to manage multiple processes, while multi-threading is used to improve the performance of a single process or single application. We can say that in operating system, so many processes execute concurrently, but in multi-threading, one process, so many sub-processes can execute concurrently. Now we will discuss multitasking. We can see that in our operating system, so many processes are executing concurrently, like browser application, we can use Excel, we can use another process VLC. These are managed by operating system and CPU. Now we will discuss multi-threading. Multi-threading is a technique in which an operating system divides a single process into multiple threads. That means in a single process, it is divided into multiple threads, that is known as lightweight sub-process, each of which can execute concurrently. That means these sub-process can execute concurrently. Threads share the same memory space and resources of the parent process, allowing them to communicate and synchronize data easily. Multi-threading is useful for improving application performance by allowing different parts of the applications to execute simultaneously. Now we will discuss in single Java program. If we use single Java program and having main method, this is known as single thread program or single thread application. If any Java program having main method, this is known as single thread application. So this example is kind of single thread example. Next example, we can see that so many print statements are used here. That means in system.out.println method, we are printing hello world message more times. So in this, only one main method is available, no any other method like thread run method. So this is single thread application. This program is a single threaded Java program. Only one thread is involved, that is main thread. Next example, we can see that here two for loop is available in our program, but there are two for loops here. Both for loop is execute one after another. First for loop is complete, then second for loop will execute. That means first program is will execute top to bottom. So first for loop is execute, after first for loop execution, second for loop is execute. So this loop are one by one. After complete this loop first, then second loop will execute. So first for loop is complete, then second will execute. Output sequentially, if you want to execute sometime first loop execute and sometime second loop execute, then we can use multi-threading concept. That means if you want to execute sometime this loop execute, sometime this loop execute, then we should go for multi-threading concept. Or we can say that if you want to execute multiple processes, sub-processes execute in one Java program, then we can use multi-threading concept. Now we will discuss how we can achieve multi-threading in Java. Creating thread, if you want to create a thread in our Java application, a thread is created either by creating or implementing the thread class or runnable interface. That means we can say that if you want to create thread application in our Java program or our application, by using runnable interface we can create thread, or by using thread class we can create thread in our Java program. So here these are the only two ways through which we can create a thread. That means in Java, if we want to create thread, then only these two technique available in Java to create thread program. First is by extending thread class, second is by implementing runnable interface. That means thread class is provided by Java technology and runnable interface will provided by Java technology. So simply we can say that thread is a class, so we will use extending technique, interface inheritance technique, and runnable is an interface, then we will use implements keyword. Now we will discuss example of thread class and runnable interface. Now we will discuss what is thread class. A thread class has several methods and constructors which allow us to perform various operations on a thread. The thread class extends the object class. The object class implements the runnable interface. The thread class has the following constructors that are used to perform various operations. First is thread default constructor. Second is thread with one argument parameter constructor, that is string type. That means we can assign the name of thread class or no thread class name. Next is thread constructor with passing with runnable interface and this type of reference variable. Next is thread with thread constructor with two parameters. One is runnable interface, second is string type variable. Next, commonly method used in thread class. First is run method. If we want to create thread in our application, then we should first use run method, and this run method will invoke by calling start method. When we will start method execute, the run method will call. So let me discuss. Public void run is used to perform actions for a thread. Public void start the execution of the thread. JVM calls the run method on the method. Next, public void sleep. If you want to pause sometimes our running thread, then we can pass milliseconds in deluge in sleep method. Causes the currently executing thread to sleep. Temporarily cease execution for the specific number of milliseconds. Next is public void join. waits for a thread to die. Next, public int get priority. If you want to set the priority of any thread, first execution, then we can use get priority, returns the priority of the thread. That means it will provide the priority, it will return the priority of the thread. Net set priority, it will receive one integer type of parameter, changes the priority of the thread. Next is string get name, return the name of the thread. Next, set name is by passing one string type of arguments, changes the name of the thread. Now we will discuss examples of thread. Discuss runnable interface using run method. Runnable interface. The runnable interface should be implemented by any class whose instances are intended to be executed by thread. Runnable interface have only one method named run method. That means runnable interface only have run method. In the public, this is public void run method is used to perform actions for a thread. A starting thread, if you want to start a thread, then we will use start method. A thread class is used to start a newly created thread. It performs the following tasks. A new thread starts with a new call stack. The thread moves from new state to runnable state. When the thread gets a chance to execute, its target run method will run. Now we will see the example of one class extending the thread class. We can see that we are creating multi name class here and extends thread class. This thread class is provided by Java technology, or we can say that Java application. If you want to create thread application in Java, then there are two ways. Already discussed. First is extending the thread class, and next work is here. If you want to create or perform multitasking in Java application, we should use run method, and this run method we can use any logic or any program. And in main method, we are creating the object of our class, and using help of our object class or reference variable, we will call the start method. That means when we will call the start method, it will invoke the run method, and run method will execute top to bottom. If we any design any logic or any program here, run method will execute according to that logic. So if you want to create multi-threading in Java, multi-threading application in Java, we should use thread class or runnable interface, and after that we will use run method and call that run method using start method. Next is Java thread example by implementing runnable interface. Already discussed. If there are two ways, first is extending thread class, and second is implementing runnable interface to create thread in our application. Like previous example, we can see that here run method use. In run method, we can design any program or any logic, and this run method will execute. Then we will call when we will call start method. In main method, we can see that multi3 m1 equal to new multi3. That means one object of created m1 of this class, and after that we call or create the object of thread class, which is provided by Java technology. And this is t1 reference variable, and passing in this thread class, in thread constructor, we will pass the object of our created class, and after that we will call the start method, and this will start method invoke the run method. So this run method will execute top to bottom or according to our logic or according to our program. So if you want to create multi-threading in Java, there are two ways, using thread class or runnable interface. If you want to use thread class, then we will work only to work. First is use run method, and second is call this run method using start method. These are the techniques of creating multi-threading in Java. Next, we will discuss what is thread synchronization. Thread synchronization means simply if any common resource will share by multiple threads like T1, T2, T3. That means these threads execute simultaneously or sharing this common resource or updating this common resource. There may be chance to come inconsistency in data or inconsistency in that common resources. Now we will discuss what is thread synchronization. When we start two or more threads within a program, there may be situation when multiple threads try to access the same resource and finally they can produce unforeseen result due to concurrency issue. That means if any common resources is shared by multiple threads and these threads access same time this common resource, so there may be chances of inconsistency in their data. So there some problem using simple Java application, then we will use synchronization concept. For example, if multiple threads try to write within a same file, then they may corrupt the data because one of the threads can overwrite data, or while one thread is opening the same file at the same time, another thread might be closing the same file. That means if we want to work in same file and that same file will one file and that one file will accessed by multiple threads. Maybe some threads is reading here and another thread is writing here and third another thread will close that file. So there are some problem will occur. So this problem will resolve by thread synchronization concept. Continuously we can see that some another points. So there is a need to synchronize the action of multiple threads and make sure that only one thread can access the resources at a given point in time. This is implemented using a concept called monitors. So this synchronization concept will work on monitor concept. Each object in Java is associated with a monitor. That means every object of Java technology will associated with monitor, which a thread can lock or unlock. Only one thread at a time may hold a lock on a monitor. Java programming language provides a very handy way of creating threads and synchronizing their task by using synchronized blocks. You keep share resources within this block. That means if you want to share common resource, then we will use synchronized block to share common resource. When we will use synchronized block, then every thread will use this shared resource one by one, not simultaneously. We can see that syntax of synchronized block. Following is the general form of the synchronized statement. Syntax, we will use synchronized keyword and method body. Access shared variables and other shared resources. Synchronization in Java is the capability to control the access of multiple threads to any shared resource. Java synchronization is better option where we want to allow only one thread to access the shared resource. Why use synchronization? Why will use synchronization? The synchronization is mainly used to prevent thread interference and second to prevent consistency problem. Now we can understand using this example what is the need of thread synchronization. This example without thread synchronization. Here we can see that the method is not synchronized. Here we will create one table class, and in this table class one print table method which will receive one parameters integer type, and after receiving parameters it will use for loop which will execute 1 to 5 or given condition, and it will print the n into I values. That means it is depend on for loop and this n value. And we will use here try block. In this try block we will call the sleep method. That means this thread will wait for 400 milliseconds, and in catch block exception passing. If any exception is occurred, then that will exception catch here. Next is we will create my thread1 class using thread class which is provided by Java technology. We can see that next statement we will create the T variable type of table class, and we will use here my thread constructor and pass the table type of reference variable, and we will assign the this T using this keyword to current class reference variable of T, and we will call the run method, and passing this run method we will T dot print table method call and pass the 5 values here. And the next example, in this same example we will create my thread2 class using thread class, and here same scenario is available. In my thread class constructor we will pass the table T reference variable using this keyword. We will assign that value in current class object of the table, and here we can call the run method of thread class which is provided by Java technology, and here we will pass 100 to the print table method. That means when this will execute with 100. Now we can see that we will create another separate class, test synchronization 1 class, and in this class we will creating the main method, and in main method we will create table class object, my thread class object, my thread class 1 object, and my thread class 2 object, and in this constructor we will pass the table class object. And next we already know that when run method will execute, when the start method will call, and we will start the T1 multi-thread 1 class and multi-thread 2 class. And in this example both threads will execute simultaneously and using same print table method. Same time these two threads executes print table method using 5 and using 100. That means these two threads will execute concurrently. Sometimes it will print, sometimes second thread will print 100, sometimes first thread will print 10, sometimes thread will print, like we can see that here. First thread will execute 5, second thread will execute 100, and then again first thread will execute 10, and again second thread will execute 200. That means here print table method is sharing by both threads, and we can see that data is inconsistent. So we will use concept of synchronized method. If we declare any method as synchronized, it is known as synchronized method. Synchronized method is used to lock an object for any shared resource. When a thread invokes a synchronized method, it automatically acquires the lock for that object and releases it when the thread completes its task. Here we can say that same example, previous example, we will use only synchronized keyword. That means this print table will now synchronized. That means number of threads can execute this print table method, but one by one. So thread synchronization means you can say that this method will execute one by one. So next, this problem will resolve by synchronized block. Here we can see that first T1 thread will execute printable method using 5, and after executing this thread, second thread will start and execute using 100. Thanks.